Hello everybody, what's up? It's Jack. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, I wanted to discuss something that is often overlooked in Call of Duty and sometimes even in life in general, but it's not really like a life lesson video, though it very well can be. But the thing is, everything starts with a decision, whether it's a split-second decision, which is quite a lot of them in Call of Duty. And when you look at your favorite players, they all have all these different mental attributes that I'm about to discuss in this video, and I'm going to go in depth explaining why it's important, how you can add it to your game. That absolutely makes the biggest difference in the end, especially when you decide to work on it and apply it, and you can do it right away. And all your favorite players that you watch all have these things, and it's something that I have come to learn over time, and they definitely worked out for me extremely well, and there's no doubt that they can work for you, and they work extremely well for other players that are good at the game. And first one I want to say is that you want to go in with confidence. Every single match you play, regardless of what's thrown in front of you, regardless of whether or not you're going to struggle, regardless of what your skill level is, whether you're a noob or an aspiring pro, it really doesn't matter. What matters is you need to go in with a confidence. Having that positivity makes a difference. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because you increase your chances of good things happening no matter what when you have a positive frame of mind to begin with, number one, and you decrease the chances of worse things happening when you have the positive frame of mindset. And let's not forget the fact that it also, having a positive mindset is also going to help make the game more fun for you. And which is the first thing is have fun when you play the game. Play it your way. Don't play it for stats, regardless of whether you play pubs or competitive. For instance, your favorite players out there, like for instance, like Scump or Crimsix, even though they get paid more when they win games, do you guys think they care about their stats? No, they have confidence and they know where they're at. They don't need numbers to tell them what they're able to do or what not to do. So if you think about it, stats are kind of pointless. Even XCal, basically I've heard him say in one of his videos, if not more than once, that KD doesn't mean anything to him. And to a certain extent, that's true. And you got to take yourself out of that mindset if you want to improve. You need to stop worrying about stats and stop worrying about trying to preserve those numbers, because ultimately you just want to play the way you want to play. Play your style. Don't play for the numbers. Play for what you want. For instance, look at me here. I am running around as much as I can. I'm being aggressive. I stop here and there, to make sure I check my corners and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I'm a pretty aggressive player, and that's just the way I want to play. I know that my stats would be quite higher if I were to slow down a bit and just take it easy or be a little bit more passive, but to me that's not enjoyable. So, and I go in there with the confidence that, hey, I'm gonna pull Crimsix, or I'm gonna pull Karma, or I'm gonna pull a Mark of J, or an XCal, or a Pwn Stars, or a Ronaldinho, because that's the way I like. So play the way you like and don't worry about the numbers. Another thing, being confident. Get in there and be like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take this guy out. And even if I don't take the guy out, it's going to be a good match, and the thing is, I am going to learn from it, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. So always evaluate yourself, always give yourself positive, constructive criticism, and don't be too hard when things, hit the shit, because, Call of Duty there is enough technique in Call of Duty, obviously, or else it wouldn't be an esport, but, but shit does happen, random shit, so just kind of accept it and move on, and just don't even worry about it, and just move on with it. And I know Call of Duty has a tendency to get on our nerves, and especially for the players that have been doing it for a while, that play really, really well and have gone through the struggle to become better. I mean, when shit happens, it frustrates us a lot still sometimes, but the more you ignore that, the more you're able to move on and just have a better time and overall perform better. So that's another thing. And another thing that is linked, as a matter of fact, all these facts are linked, and that is you also want to basically be willing to get better, and regardless of what you need to do to get better. So you're going to have to get your ass handed to you a few times, regardless of what happens. Like, you might run into a full party. Don't back out of that. That's another thing. Never back out. Always be willing to improve. So if you see a party of 3 and they're communicating and you take one of them out, and then all of a sudden there's another one waiting for you right there because they're communicating, that's fine. Don't let that frustrate you. Stay in there. It's going to make you better. It's going to amplify the amount of the speed of which you get better. You're going to get better faster that way because you're facing the opposition. Facing the opposition and challenging yourself is one of the ways to get better a lot faster. And the struggle is what is going to make you better. The struggle is what's going to end up defining you in the end. And so that way, when you go into an average lobby after a while, guess what? It's going to be easier than it was before. Why? Because you've been through worse and you've adapted to that. So therefore, this would be nothing. Why do you think the pros are good? Put it that way. All right, let's move on to the next one. Is always be striving to get better. I've already mentioned that one. One of the things that I've also wanted to mention is that you just need to have a good time. No matter what, always have a good time. It's really underrated, but you're playing a video game, and you want to get better at it, so you should be enjoying it. Just like anything else, any hobby or anything like that, have a good time doing it. For instance, why do you play basketball? I mean, because you enjoy it, right? Well, and when you're enjoying something you're trying to get better at, it's just that much better. I mean, it really is that simple. And all your pro players or pub players, they all have these attributes. Make no mistake about it. It all starts with the mental approach. And when you apply these things, I mean, look, when you apply these simple things, after a while, it's going to make a really great and positive effect on you. It really is. And it's going to help make you that much better. And standing your ground and standing up for yourself against full parties is absolutely essential. There's pub players out there that play today that purposely nerf themselves in many ways, whether it's not to get the best weapon or not getting any perks or attachments, or nerfing themselves in different ways to challenge themselves. Why? Because they want to keep their skill level high and they want to continue to get better even though they've reached a certain point. Because once you get to a certain point, it becomes harder to get better than where you already are. But there really is no skill cap. You can always improve no matter what, even if it's the mental aspect. That will end up making the difference. Pros have the confidence. The best pub players have the confidence. Athletes, people that are successful in their jobs, you name it. And the thing is, it's often overlooked. And the thing is, especially for you younger people out there that play this game, no matter what your skill level is, when you apply these things, it's just going to give you overall so much better results. I mean, really. And you're going to end up having more fun. You're going to end up becoming that player that you want to be. It's really is that simple. So, and it's just overlooked, and I just had to talk about it in this video because it's important. So, and hopefully it'll also give you guys the incentive and maybe even a little bit of motivation to basically look at it from a different standpoint. Like this 3-piece right here. Look at this. Wham bam. If I decided to just be passive, I wouldn't have even found those guys, or I wouldn't have even considered going for that gunfight. So the thing is, when you're about to get into a gunfight, you need to have that mentality of, hey, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna make this look good. I'm gonna make it look cool. So, and it's all about being the player that you want to be. You know where you want to be, and basically the first step is to get the mental attitude correctly. You do that, you basically eliminate limits, so to speak. And because you're willing to practice, you're willing to get better, and you're willing to apply yourself. And that's really all it is. It really is that simple. But sometimes going through the grind is where the challenge is, because not every single game is going to be a guaranteed victory, because nothing's guaranteed. You're going to run into your fair share of bullshit in this game as well. But with all that being said, and even when you're outnumbered or outgunned or whatever, with the positive frame of mind, you can become that much better and you can improve that much more. And part of this whole thing is to get your ass handed to you a lot of times, and that's just the way it is. So with that being said, this is the kind of mental attitude that makes the difference in a person, whether it's Call of Duty or even in life sometimes, but mostly this was about Call of Duty. So if you want to be that player, then it all starts with your mind. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope it motivated you a little bit. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and maybe some of your own personal things that you went through, for those of you that have been playing this for a while, or for those of you that are new that might have made adjustments. Let me know. I love comments. Comments are always welcome. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, let me know, and if you don't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better, and I'll catch you guys soon on the next one. See ya.